everyone, this is Ben Falcons Media Corner back again with a brand new ACAF for a story review episode for today. For this new episode for this series, this is going to be on another movie that I saw that was released last year in 2021, but this film came out this year in the UK, and this was released on Friday, but I went to see this on the Saturday after it was released, in which this is going to be on another review for 2021 reviews, in which for this review I'm here to talk to you guys about the 2021 neo-noir psychological thriller, and that is Nightmare Alley. Now, this was directed by one of my favorite creative directors of all time, and that is Guillermo del Toro, the man behind Pan's Labyrinth, The Shape of Water, which that was his last movie, and which I absolutely love that movie, as well as Pan's Labyrinth, which is easily my favorite of his works. So this is his newest film for his film library, and so this is based off the book of the same name, and this is a remake to the 1947 movie, which I didn't realize that until before seeing this movie, and has a cast of very familiar faces, including Bradley Cooper, Cate Blanchett, Rooney Mara, Toni Collette, Willem Dafoe, Ron Perlman, David Strathairn, Richard Jenkins, and Mary Steenburgen, and so on. So in this movie, we follow this mysterious man named Stan, played by Bradley Cooper, who he has this talent of manipulating people, in which one day he comes across this traveling carnival, which is run by Willem Dafoe's character known as Kelm, in which he himself, as well as a bunch of other famous, well-known, talented people, such as he meets this fortune teller named Zena, played by Toni Collette, this heavyweight strong man named Bruno, played by Ron Perlman, and this woman who has this ability of electricity named Molly, played by Rooney Mara. And basically, Stan joins along with the carnival, and he starts to help with the carnival to basically be a bit of a success, despite that his talent is that he manipulates people. And he basically then leaves the carnival, in which he wants to use his newer talents that he starts to bring up with the carnival, which is basically he can read people's minds, and so, and as well as while also manipulating them at the same time. And so what happens is 2 years later, he leaves the carnival to basically use his talents, and meanwhile he meets up with he meets this psychiatrist named Lilith Ritter, played by Cate Blanchett, who he goes to see her for help, and soon he starts to realize that she may be more dangerous than he is, and so we see Stan dealing with all of that as well. So that's pretty much the story of Nightmare Alley. Now, for this movie, I was really looking forward to this movie because of for a few reasons. Because of director Guillermo del Toro, like I said, I do think he's one of my favorite creative directors of all time, for making beautiful fantasy looking movies. Like Pan's Labyrinth, which again is easily my favorite of his works, and The Shape of Water, which that was his last movie, which he won a few Oscars for, including Best Director and Best Picture. I do think that's a really beautiful movie, and I really recommend you check that out. And I was also looking forward to this movie because of the cast. I was very surprised with the cast who were involved with it. Bradley Cooper, I'm a fan of Bradley Cooper, and I have reviewed his previous movie that I did see, that was released last year, but it was released this year, which was Licorice Pizza. Which if you want to know what I thought of Licorice Pizza, I would really appreciate you check it out. And you also have as well Cate Blanchett, she's a great actress. And you also have Rooney Mara, she's a really good actress. Toni Collette, she's a damn great actress. Ever since I've seen her new latest thing, she's become great ever since. You also have Richard Jenkins, he's pretty talented as well. Ron Perlman as well. And David Strathairn as well, and Mary Steenburgen. And Willem Dafoe, ever since then, he's become great ever since, and he's such a great actor. And I just really want to see him win an award in the future because of how great he's become ever since. So, and when I saw the trailer, I didn't even know what this was going to be about. I thought this was some kind of dark fantasy movie of sorts because of the way it looked, but no, this one's like a neo-noir thriller with some dark stuff to it. And and obviously I was going to go and see it because of what I heard people were saying about it. So this movie came out on Friday the 21st of January this year in the UK. I didn't see it on release day because I went to see something else, which was Belfast, which I will review that. I went to see this on a Saturday, on the 22nd of January, And my screening was quite packed. There was quite a few people who also really looking forward to seeing the movie as well. And after walking out of the film, I had another great time with I had another great time seeing a great Guillermo del Toro film, because this movie was absolutely great. But this is not by all means my favorite movie, but from his. But it still is a really great movie though. I mean, positives I could say for this movie are the acting. The acting in this movie was absolutely great, was absolutely terrific. Bradley Cooper gives another great performance. Although I wouldn't say this is my favorite performance from him he did from last year, because my personal favorite performance from last year from him was definitely Licorice Pizza. But yeah, he's great in this movie, but for being sort of a different character than we usually see him as, you know, being a sort of like a lovable, charming guy. But here he plays like a dark, twisted, mysterious man who, you know, manipulates people and all that. He was really good at it, and you kind of feel, and you throughout the film, you just kind of like, what do you kind of feel about this guy, if you're like with him or not on screen, if you like feel for him or not on screen. But you can't. But I was like, what is he? I was thinking like, what's he up to and all that. But later on in the movie, what happens to him, I realized what happens. I was really surprised what was going on with him near towards the final act of the film, which I thought Bradley Cooper delivered it so well for his performance in the movie. Cate Blanchett was great in the movie as well. She was terrific in the movie as this psychiatrist who is even dangerous than Bradley Cooper's character. Willem Dafoe here, he was so terrific in this movie and gives another phenomenal performance I've ever seen from this guy. It just kind of reminded me for his character, because basically he plays this character, like I said, who runs this traveling carnival. His character in the film, he kind of reminded me like from his character from Robert Eggers' movie The Lighthouse. So it was like his character is in this movie where he plays someone else. He just reminded me of that. And Willem Dafoe, he's so good in this movie, and he gives another incredible performance I've seen from him out of his career. Ron Perlman, he was great in the film. Rooney Mara, she was great, and Toni Collette was also great. All the acting around in this movie and also our cast were absolutely terrific in this movie. And the cinematography and the direction by Del Toro is a gorgeous looking film to play on, being a movie that is set in the 1940s, because this is set in the 1940s, and it did feel like I was watching a film that was released in the 40s again. And because of the sets, the production sets, the costumes and everything like that, all those were absolutely amazing to look at on screen. And it just comes to Del Toro's creative minds for what he does for his movies, you know, creating his own kind of world of movies. And that's just what makes him, that's just reason why I consider him to be a creative person of directing. And yeah, there's just so many moments in this film I just did not see that coming, because there were some unpredictable moments for a dark film like this, which Del Toro himself did another great job with that, outside just capturing the amazing production sets and the beautiful costumes and all that, as well as for the music as well, to fit in whatever scene as well. That's just really good to watch, as well for its unpredictable moments as well. But my only kind of issues I did have with the film was its pacing. Well, the first and the last act of the film was paced enough. The second act, I kind of found I felt like it was going a little bit too slow, but it wasn't like going to make me like, oh, I just want to fall asleep and all that. Like say, oh, let me just get myself a cup of coffee and then just fall asleep because I was getting bored of what was going on. It wasn't like that. It just kind of felt a bit slow. And the runtime as well, I found it way too long. It's 2.5 hours, but it did keep me going of like what was going on in the film, mainly due to the acting and the amazing direction by Del Toro. But nonetheless, though, Nightmare Alley, I had a great time with this movie. And for ways to recommend this film, if you are willing to check out this movie, is for the ways I can recommend it is for the director, the stars, and everything. And if you're a fan of these like kind of like neo-noir like psychological thrillers to him, or if you're a fan of the book, if you've read the book and if you've heard about that book has been made into a movie, I'll probably check out this movie. But the main reasons is just mainly the director and the stars in this movie. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Nightmare Alley overall. I'm going to give Nightmare Alley 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah, it's a great rating. Despite that, I only had two small problems with the film, but still, though, I had a great time with the movie, and thankfully it wasn't a disappointing film for me, because again, I am a massive fan of Del Toro, and I'm a big fan of these stars in this movie. So thank you guys so much for watching for my review on Nightmare Alley, and let me know what you think of this movie. If you did manage to see this already, did you absolutely had a great time of it, or were you let down with this one? And also let me know, what is your favorite movie by Guillermo del Toro. I would love to hear about it, because personally my favorite movie from him is Pan's Labyrinth. I love that movie, and I can't wait to review that whenever I want to on my channel. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more reviews. And as always, this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.